we are going to study analytic function and Cauchy-Riemann equations. First of all, let me tell you the definition of analytic functions. Function fz is said to be analytic at z0 if it is differentiable at point z0 and in some neighborhood of z0. So you can see that we can say that a function is analytic at point z0 if it is differentiable at point z0 and in some neighborhood of point z0. So if the function we can differentiate at a particular point, then we say that that function is analytic at that particular point. And talking about a region, the function fz is analytic on a region D if it is derivative f dash z exists at all points z belongs to D. If the function has derivative at every point of the region, then we say that that function is analytic and on that region. So analytic function is also called regular function, or we call this as holomorphic function. So if you are given that the function is holomorphic function, or you are given that the function is also a regular function, don't get confused, because analytic function, regular function and holomorphic function, they mean the same thing. Now we discuss about come to Cauchy-Riemann equations, which we call as CR equations. And these equations are in Cartesian form. So f equal to fz equal to uxy plus ivxy. The analytic in the region D is that u and v satisfy the Cauchy-Riemann equation. The Cauchy-Riemann equations are ux equal to vy and ui equal to minus vx. So ux means del u by del x, and vy means del v by del y, and ui means del u by del y, and vx means del v by del x. So del u by del x equal to del v by del y, and del u by del y equal to minus del v by del x. So function will be analytic in the region D if this real part u and imaginary part v, they will satisfy these equations ux equal to vy and ui equal to minus vx. These equations are known by the name Cauchy-Riemann equations. So now I give you the proof of this Cauchy-Riemann equations. So we have w is equal to fz is equal to uxy plus ivxy. This we take as equation 1. Let fz be analytic in region D. So fz is analytic, that means this means function is differentiable. So this implies fz is differentiable at all points of region D. So function is differentiable means derivative f dash z exists. Derivative dash z exists and z belongs to region D. Now by definition, f dash z is equal to limit z tends to 0 of z plus delta z z upon delta z. Delta z is x plus I delta y. Because z is x plus iy, so delta z is delta x plus I delta y. So now by using equation 1, equation 1 is w is equal to fz equal to uxy plus ivxy. I now put the value of fz plus delta z and fz by equation 1. So I have f dash z is equal to limit, because now I am converting this z delta z into delta x and delta y. I have limit delta x tends to 0 and delta y tends to 0. F of z plus delta z is u of x plus delta x, y plus delta y, plus I v of x plus delta x, y plus delta y. Fz is uxy plus ivxy on z is delta x plus I delta y. This is by using equation 1. Now we separate the limits for u and v. This implies f dash z is equal to limit tends to 0 x plus delta x, y plus delta y minus uxy on delta x plus I delta y plus I times limit delta x tends to 0, y tends to 0, v of x plus delta x, y plus delta y minus vxy upon delta x plus I delta y. So I have separated this limit into two limits. One is the limit for u and another is the limit for variable v. So I take this as equation 2. Now we calculate f dash z in equation 2 in two different ways. By two different paths. So case 1, let delta z is equal to real. Delta z as real terms, we know that delta z is delta x plus I delta y. I am taking this delta z as real term. So this will be real only if I have this term only and this imaginary term is 0. So that means delta z is equal to delta x and this delta y will be 0. So this implies delta z is equal to delta x and delta y is equal to 0. Therefore equation 2 implies z is equal to limit x tends to 0, delta y tends to 0, no need to write this. Limit delta x tends to 0, u of x plus delta x y minus u of xy on delta x plus I times limit delta x tends to 0, v of x plus delta x y. Now this limit ux is equal to, ux means del u by del x. So del u by del x is limit delta x tends to 0, u of x plus delta x y minus uxy on. So this limit is ux and this limit is vx. Therefore, f dash z is equal to ux plus I vx. Equation 3. This is first part, case 1. Now we come to case 2. In case 1 we have taken the delta z as real. Now we take delta z as imaginary. Let delta z is equal to imaginary. So imaginary means delta z is delta x plus I delta y. So delta z is purely imaginary number. That means there will be no real part. That means this delta x will be 0 and delta z will be equal to delta I times delta y. This implies delta z is equal to delta y, delta x is 0. Therefore, again equation 2 implies delta z is equal to limit. Now because delta x is 0, we have limit delta y tends to 0 only, u of x y plus delta y minus uxy I times delta y plus I times limit delta y tends to 0, v of x y plus delta y minus vxy upon I times delta y. So this means f dash z is, here I is in the denominator, so we have 1 upon I here, and this remaining limit is uy. We can take uy is equal to, uy means del u by del y equal to limit delta y tends to 0, u of x y plus delta y minus u of x y upon this limit 1 upon I uy plus this I and this I get cancelled. So here and the remaining limit is vy. Similarly, like this we have this value of vy, and 1 upon I means minus I. So f dash z is minus I uy plus vy. So this means f dash z can be written as vy minus I uy. Equation 4. So by solving this, taking these two cases, in the case 1 we have got f dash z is equal to ux plus I vx, whereas in the second case we have got f dash z is equal to vy minus I uy. But we know that this limit of a function, this is always unique. That means we will have a single value of the derivative. So we know that the limit of a function is unique. That is, f dash z is unique. So f dash z is unique means this f dash z will have a single value. So therefore equation 3 and 4 implies Vx is equal to Vy minus I Uy. Because from equation 3 and 4 the left hand sides are same, so we have right hand sides are also equal. So Ux plus I Vx equal to Vy minus I Uy, because the value of f dash z is unique. So equating real and imaginary parts, real and imaginary, we get Ux on the left hand side and right hand side real part is Vy, so Ux equal to Vy, and imaginary part is Vx equal to minus Uy. So therefore Ux equal to Vy and Uy is equal to minus Vx. This we can write as Ux is del U by del X equal to del V by del Y. Uy is del U by del Y equal to minus del V by del X. So these equations, Ux equal to Vy and Uy equal to minus Vx, these equations are known as Cauchy-Riemann equations, and in short we can write this as CR equation, Cauchy-Riemann equation. So the function fz is analytic. If the function fz is analytic, then by this theorem we have the real and imaginary part satisfy the Cauchy-Riemann equations, that is Ux equal to Vy and Uy is equal to minus Vx. Now I take examples on this. We can take some examples and see how we can check the function is analytic or not. Suppose we have given function is fz is equal to e raised to z, and we have to find whether this function is analytic or not. So we have let w is equal to fz equal to e raised to z, and z means z is x plus I1. So e raised to z means e raised to x plus I1, and this can be separated as e raised to x into e raised to I1. This means w is equal to e raised to x. Value of e raised to Iy is cos y plus I sin y, and separating this we get w is equal to e raised to x cos y plus I times e raised to x sin y. As u plus iv, where u is e raised to x cos y and v is e raised to x sin y. So now I have got the functions u and v, that is real part and imaginary part. I can find the derivative of this. Ux is e raised to x cos y, uy is e raised to x constant, derivative of cos y minus sin y, vx e raised to x sin y, and vy e raised to x constant, derivative of sin y. So from this derivatives you can see that this ux value is same as ux is equal to y, e raised to x cos y here and e raised to x cos y. So ux is equal to, therefore ux equal to vy, and here you can see that value of uy minus e raised to x sin y, and vx is e raised to x sin y, and uy is equal to minus of vx. Therefore u and v satisfy the CR equations. Therefore u and v satisfy the CR equations. Therefore fz is equal to e raised to z is an analytic function. Next, I can take this as next example. Suppose fz is sin z. So let w is equal to fz. Z is x plus iy. So sin of a plus b formula, w is equal to sin a plus b formula, sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. So w is equal to sin x cos of iy plus cos x sin of iy. So this means w is equal to sin x. So cos iy, this is a circular function. We can convert this into hyperbolic function. Cos of iy is cos of hy plus cos x. Sin of iy is I sin hy. This I can take as u plus iv. So therefore u is sin x cos hy. V is cos x sin hy. So now we have got the two functions u and v. Now we can find its derivative. Ux is sin x derivative cos x cos hy. Uy is sin derivative of cos hy sin hy. Vx derivative of cos x minus sin x sin hy. And vy is cos x derivative of sin hy cos hy. So again you can see that this ux is cos x cos hy and vy is cos x cos hy. So ux equal to vy. Ux is equal to vy and uy is sin x sin hy. Vx is minus sin x sin hy. So uy is equal to minus of vx. So therefore u and v satisfy the CR equation. And therefore fz is equal to sin z is an analytic function. Fz equal to sin z is an analytic function. Next we take as next example. Let fz is equal to fz as equal to u plus iv. So therefore u is xy, v is y. Again we have to check whether this function fz is analytic function or not. So I find the derivative of u and v. Ux is y, uy is x, vx is 0, vy is 1. So now ux is y and vy is equal to 1. For CR equations we need ux should be equal to vy. But here ux is y and vy is 1. If y is 1 then ux also becomes 1. So ux is not equal to vy for y not equal to 1. If not satisfied, and because CR equations are not satisfied, therefore fz is equal to xy plus iy is not an analytic function. By knowing the value of real part u and imaginary part v, we can find whether the function is analytic or not by using this CR equation. So practice more examples on this, and practice more examples on this. Stay healthy, stay safe. I will be posting more videos. Thank you very much.